Hello, everyone. Veronica here, and today I'm joined by Bev Winterland. She's going to teach us all about using essential oils with horses. Bev, thank you so much for joining us to talk about this cool topic.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm very excited. What's your top tip?
Oh, I think that the horses tell you what they want.
Really?
It's really fun to watch them because you can go out there and let them sniff the oil. You got to hold it in your hand really tight, and because if they really, really want the oil, my mare has actually tried to take oregano right out of my hand. And I'm not sure why she likes oregano so much, but I think it might have to do with parasites because I do try to use that for parasites. The chemical wormers, I don't like them, and I think that the parasites build up resistance to them.
Oh.
Trying to find new ones. So I would really want to use the essential oils. So it's really funny because I'll take the oregano out in my hand, and she actually has tried to take it right out of my hand.
That's amazing. And I love hearing that. You know, oftentimes people will talk about how animals have wisdom about what they should or shouldn't be ingesting. They'll eat certain plants or they'll do certain things. And people say, yeah, animals just seem to know what they need. Maybe a little bit more than humans. Maybe we use our big brains too much.
Yeah, I think it's because the animals in the wild, like horses in the wild, they had to go around and find what they could eat. And they knew that they couldn't eat certain things if they wanted to stay alive or stay healthy. In the wild, they don't have a vet.
It makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. So how in the world do you give oils to a horse when the horse isn't deciding to dose itself, when it's not deciding how much it gets? You put it in their feet, or what do you do?
I actually have taken a cracker out, and I'll put a drop of oil. If they really respond like they really, really want it, I put it on a cracker, and they'll eat the cracker. The other way, you can just put it in your hand and let them lick your hand. And then you can actually take the oil and rub it on their forehead, up behind their ears, maybe along the back.
When I talked with Christine about using oils with cats and dogs, we were very, very careful to talk about that you have to dilute, because dogs and cats are smaller than humans. So of course they're going to need a smaller dose. With a horse, though, they're much bigger than a human. So how do you figure out dosages?
I just give one drop. I give one drop on a cracker, and then if she really, 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 really wants it, I've also rubbed some on her, but I don't give her several drops.
Okay.
Because I think Dr. that a bigger person doesn't take more than a littler person, and you don't. He talks about less being better than.
Yeah, definitely starting out on the conservative side to see how they respond and what they feel about it. So when you use oils with the horses, you said that you use oregano because you believe it helps with parasites. What other oils have you found that they like?
That they like peppermint.
Peppermint.
And she seemed like peppermint yesterday.
And so you just walk out there with the peppermint and smell it and see how they respond.
Yeah. Peppermint and lavender and oregano. Now, yesterday she didn't try to take the oregano like she has before, but she did want it. And then yesterday she seemed to be really going crazy over the peppermint. At first she kind of like, I don't know. Then I moved over to trying with one of the minis, and then after that she was like trying to take the peppermint from me. So.
And do you have a sense of what the peppermint is helping her with or doing for her?
The only thing I could think of is maybe if she had a little tummy rumbles or something.
Just like we like to use peppermint when we're having digestive support. It can be the same for the horses.
Uh-huh.
That's so cool. Do you ever use it like on their tails or their hooves or anything like that for any sort of that use, grooming use?
You can use oils for the hoofs if they have a hoof problem. Like if there's a thing called thrush that's a fungus type thing, and you can make an oil salve to put on that. I haven't done that because I haven't had that. I've used oils for rain rot, which is like a fungus in the hair.
You can probably tell that I have no experience being around horses at all, because as you say these things, I don't know if it shows on my face, but my brain goes, what? Great. What is that? Ooh, how come? So did you say rain rot?
Yeah, it's called rain rot. It's like like a fungus that it gets since they're when they're out in the rain with their long winter coats, and the rain gets down in there, and it can get some fungus, and the hair will start falling out. So I put some, I think I put parachute. What did I put on there? Melaleuca.
Melaleuca, yeah. It feels like Melaleuca would make sense for that, because we all often use it for skin things, and it also seems like it would, I don't know, freshen it up a little bit. Like, so is that sort of like dreadlocks on humans? Like it gets matted like that, or is it even
hair can get a little matted if they don't, if I don't get out and groom them all the time, which I don't always do because it's pouring down rain. I don't have a barn, and they're out in the rain. They have shelters they can go under, but they don't always do that.
So the other one you said was something to do with their hooves? They get something going on with their hooves?
You can get stuff in the bottom of their hoofs called thrush, which is like a fungus type of, especially in the soft part. They got what they call a frog in their foot.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like a hardy flesh type thing versus the hoof, which is more like our fingernails.
Oh.
Okay. And you can get like a fungus type thing in there. And you can make salves up with the oils. You'd probably want to make a salve with like some coconut oil or beeswax or stuff like that to make a salve.
Kind of hold it on there more than just the liquid oil would. Would you use On Guard in that situation?
I think you could. I think my probably go-to oil would be probably the Melaleuca.
Again, the Melaleuca, yeah.
Because it's more of a fungus.
Yeah. That it's amazing the different opportunities to use oils when you have different critters in your life. I just have a cat, and that's plenty. But you said horses, and did you say sheep as well, or was it goats?
Goats.
Do you ever use the oils with the goats?
Yeah, I'm feeding them the oregano too for parasites, and they're chomping it right down. If I put it on a cracker, they come back and want more.
I would imagine that if you walked out there with some oregano, fresh oregano, they'd want to eat that too. So it's something that they're just getting the more concentrated version of it, using it in their oil as an oil. That's incredible. You're just out there. I just am like visualizing you. Where's a bottle of oil? You're just out there going, "Come on, everybody!" You know how they shake the feed in the bucket or whatever, or like around here we shake the little thing with the cat treats in it, right? And they all come running. Here you are with your oils. Everybody, here we are, and all the animals. Oh, it's time! It's time for our oils. It's time for our
out there with crackers and the oil. They're all hanging around me.
They show up for that. That is really, really beautiful. Did you have anything else you wanted to share with us before we go?
I think it's just kind of a matter with the horses that you go out there and let them decide. They'll let you know, because one of the ways that they'll do it, that if they don't try and grab the oil out of your hand like my mare did, because they'll also do a lick and chew. They'll use their tongue and lick their chops, and then they'll chew with their mouth. And it's saying like, I like that, I want that.
And there are oils that you've tried this with that they're like, no way, I don't want that one.
Well, yesterday with the lavender, they just kind of like, nah, not interested.
Are you aware of any oils that we should really avoid when it comes to the horses?
Some people have said blue tansy. Other people say it's not the same thing as the tansy that is bad for horses.
Okay.
So that's the one I'm kind of don't know because I've heard both opinions.
Yeah.
I've used Copaiba externally on my one mini.
Was that for an injury?
She's got a limp and we don't know why.
And so you just did it more as a massage, kind of an external massage.
Right.
Yeah. And that was Copaiba. Did that seem to support her? Him?
Well, she's still got a limp, but I probably should go out there and do it like every day or something.
Give it a little more, give it more of a little test drive to see if it's really helping. Yeah. Yeah. It really is interesting to think about how much larger they are than, well, maybe the minis aren't, but a regular horse, how much larger they are than a human, and sort of thinking about giving them that body work. I had a friend once that was a massage therapist, and we had our other friend was there, and she had a Labrador retriever, big dog. And she goes, watch, they like massage just like we do. And she started not petting, but actually massaging the dog. And he just went, ugh. I mean, he melted in her hands. And that was the first time I actually thought about the difference between stroking or petting an animal and actually doing more of a massage treatment on an animal.
You can find people that do that for horses. It takes a lot of work. You know, you got to get up on a step stool to really get a good working on the back of a horse.
I bet. And boy, you probably have to be pretty strong and really watch your technique to do that kind of work, because that is a big request. Well, Bev, it has been super fun getting to know more about you and more about your wonderful menagerie of animals and how you work with them with the essential oils. I sure appreciate you taking the time to tell us your stories and share your expertise. Can folks be in touch with you? Do you have some contact information if someone wanted to ask you a question?
They can either PM me on Facebook, or my email is bevwerl@gmail.com.
Okay, I think that the recording might have glitched just slightly on that Gmail address. Can you say it one more time?
Okay, bevwerl@gmail.com. So it's my first name and most of my last name at Gmail. My husband made it up for me, so.
You're like, thank you. For the rest of my life, I'm going to have to explain why it's not my entire name. I love you, and I appreciate your support in this matter. That's wonderful. Well, and I'm Veronica Torres, and my niche with the oils is the energetics of essential oils. So you can reach me on Facebook in my group, Energetics of Essential Oils, or you can email me, oilenergetics@gmail.com. And if you're someone who uses essential oils in a very specific and special way, reach out to me. I would love to interview you so we can share what you know with everyone else. Thanks again, Bev. Take great care today, and have a wonderful afternoon.